End of the tunnel. The welcome pickup in GST revenues may not yet signal a sustainable economic recovery. So recently there has been a small improvement in the GST revenue. While it is very good and nice and we all want it, it does not mean that our economic situation can recover immediately. Over, over 1.5 lakh crore has been collected from the goods and services taxes in October, the highest monthly revenue from the indirect tax since February 2020. So, in the recent month of October, the total GST which was collected by the center was 1 point was 1 is 1.05 lakh crore, and the amount of GST which was collected in October, that amount or 1.05 crore rupees is the greatest amount that we have ever collected since the month of February in the year of 2020. This marks the second successive month of a year-on-year uptick in a GST kitty. The 10.25% rise in October was preceded by a 4% increase in September. Um, so if we compare this year to last year, even though in this year we have this pandemic, this year the in the month of October and September, in both of this month we have seen an uptick in the GST revenue. The uptick in October was 10.25%, while the uptick in September is 4%. So there has been an increase of 6% from September to October. Coming on the back of 6 successive months of contraction in GST revenues beginning March, when the lockdown was imposed, this 2 months trend clearly signifies a recovery is underway in the economy, the government has claimed. So the government has said that if we consider all the months since when the lockdown started, that is from March, if we consider these 2 months, the months of October and September, there has been a good uptick. So because of this, while we consider all this data, we can say that we are slowly recovering and we will surely recover totally someday. October's revenue broadly pertained to economic activity that occurred in September, a month in which significant improvements were recorded in a range of high frequency indicators, including exports and the Purchasing Managers Index for manufacturing. So if we consider this the last month's GST revenue or the GST revenue of October's month, we will see that it has some similar it is in similar trend to the one of the to the one in to the one of the month of September. So it basically means that the GST revenue in September and October both are almost similar. Only a part of that can be explained by the base effect. September 2019 had seen a dip in several indicators. If we go 1 year back from now, in September 2019, the GST revenue that we collected this year is way more, even though we have the pandemic. Indeed, the wider unlocking of the economy in September, when public transport restrictions were lifted and several sectors were allowed to operate with fewer cups, helped. So in the month of September, the government actually it took away some rules so that people could transport from one place to other, and several other amendments like that. So because of these small changes, our recovery is a bit better because of that. After the 23.9% collapse for the economy in the first quarter of 2020 to 2021, the sense of relief from a string of positive numbers isn't misplaced. Um, in the first quarter of this year, of this fiscal year, we have seen a contraction of 23.9%. And because of that, actually many people thought that we won't recover, but here we are. We have recovered very well. The few signs that have come in about October's economic performance suggest GST revenues could remain healthy in November too. So, by considering these two data, people may think that the GST revenue situation In November will also be very good, as it was good in the past 2 months, September and October. The manufacturing PMI for October, released on Monday, has risen even higher, indicating large firms scaled up production further. So the manufacturing PMI for October has been released on this Monday, and this says that the production has gone even higher than the month of September. India's largest automakers have clocked record sales in October, which incidentally showed propped up the GST cess collections used to compensate states a federal flashpoint this year. So, this year in the month of September, the automobile sector had a very big profit. But if we go a year back from now and consider the automobile market in the month of September, we will find that people are not so much interested in automobiles during that season. And after 1 year, the record has been broken, and the automobile sector had made a huge profit. So this has the government thinks that this is the main reason why the GST grew so much during this month, especially during this year. So if we get GST collection, that's a good thing, because then the government will have enough money to compensate states, which is actually a very good thing, because when we consider the compensation condition in this year for our country, it has been not that good, because there has been many fights between the state and the central, that the central did not give the enough amount of money which it promised to give to the states. Now, because of this huge GST revenue, which was given to the center by the boost in the automobiles, it may sign a recovery soon. Yet any prognosis of a full-fledged economic recovery could still prove to be premature and illusory. This might seem a bit of recovery, but if we consider this as the total full-fledged recovery, then we can no more be foolish. And if we even think that could happen, that would and if we even think that would happen, it would not, because it would remain as an illusion, or it would just maybe too premature to judge in a such early condition. Economists have reservations about reading too much into the September-October data as a sustainable trend, for it partly represents the pent-up demand brewing over the months of lockdown, finding expression and partly India's fabled festive season effect. The North Bloc mandarins recently critiqued these experts for their changing opinions, swinging from a doomsday scenario in June to a cynical pent-up demand surmise when economic indicators improve. So, the economists of India, when they consider the data of these 2 months, October and September, they have seen an uptick, but they told that we can't just judge the total recovery by just these 2 months. And another issue which supports their point is that the months of October and September is a festive season. There was Diwali, there was Dashera in that. So because of that, many people may have bought some things more, and that's one point. And the other point is that from 6 months we have been having lockdown. So people finally they went out and they enjoyed and they bought something. So because of these two reasons, our GST collection may be more. So while these economists did their job and gave us information, the North Bloc the North Bloc mandarins are the people in the office of the Prime Minister. They have in their mind a question mark has risen on the personalities of these economists, because at first they said that in June they said that we will soon have a recovery, and now they are saying that even when we got a huge GST collection, they are saying that our recovery is still a question mark. So these North Bloc mandarins are really suspicious about the economists. Talking of the economy is perhaps a necessary policy device at times. But equally critical is a realistic assessment of ground realistics so as to prepare better for what lies ahead. One such parameter that needs attention is employment. So during this pandemic, many people have lost their employment. So the government surely concentrate on that issue, and it should make something better. Much depends on the government has not rolled out more stimulus measures in the coming months. So the government it still may take more measures to control the recovery. Much depends on the sensitivity, its evolving worldview, be it about the pandemic's spread and control, or most challenging sectors in the economy that still need support. If our economy should grow faster, there are two things. There are two things holding it back. One is the fast spreading of the coronavirus, and second is that the increase in the number of sectors that need help from the government. So if both of these decrease, we will surely have economic recovery soon. But these two are the factors which determine our recovery. Thank you.